Sometimes a haftarah is just absolutely perfect, and it both fits in with so many different elements. This happens to be one of those haftarot that perfectly matches the parsha. It's almost like it was made for this moment, and it also matches where we are in the calendar, which of course our ancestors could have no idea how this would fit in with what we are experiencing today in the modern world. So first of all, the connection. This haftarah, chapter 6 of 2 Samuel, Shmuel Bet, is a total parallel of the Parsha. Just like we were dedicating the Mishkan and putting together this magical moment of the tabernacle's establishment in Vayikra as the Israelites, our ancestors, wandered through the wilderness. This is the Haftarah where now David HaMelech, King David, is establishing Jerusalem as the center and bringing the Ark of the Covenant to that place. So that's a perfect parallel. But wait, it gets even better. There's a terrible tragedy, as Rabbi Kling Perkins spoke to it. Nadav and Avihu, in this dedication of the Mishkan, are tragically killed. And similarly, in the Haftarah, we have Uzzah, who somehow reaches out to touch this holy object of the Ark of the Covenant, and he is killed. Of course, this gets picked up later for fans of Raiders of the Lost Ark, the power of the covenant, but I digress. So we have total parallels in the parasha and in the haftarah, magnificent moments of national gathering and tragedies, which sometimes happen. Sometimes in the midst of a wonderful event, there's also terrible events that can happen. But there's also a second piece that I wanted to point out. Today is known as Shabbat Tekumah, the Shabbat of restoration, a name that in the past few years has arisen in Israel to refer to the Shabbat immediately before Yom HaZikaron and Yom HaAtzmaut, Israel's Memorial and Independence Days, and right after Yom HaShoah. So after we remember the terrible losses of so many of our people, this catastrophe, the Shoah, the Holocaust, then we are turning to these modern days of rebuilding. And Shabbat Tekumah stands right in between those two moments. Yom HaShoah, of course, is terribly painful. We commemorated it in a very meaningful ceremony on Wednesday night, which if you missed is available on our YouTube channel on video. But now, of course, we turn from that sadness to the establishment, the Tekumah of the modern state of Israel. And so we see that same parallel from our Haftarah, from the Parashat tragedy, but also a moment of unbelievable simcha, the establishment of the Third Commonwealth of Israel. And so as Elizabeth reads the Haftarah, I hope you can hold all of those themes together. She'll be reading from page 645. And in our Sefer Haftarot, a lot of pieces of paper here. In our Sefer Haftarot, this Haftarah is available for dedication, which would be a good one.